1 in every 7 households in North Texas does not have enough food right now. 1 in every 7. And this pandemic hurting so many people. The Government Relations Director for the North Texas Food Bank, Dr. Valerie Stone Hawthorne, joins us this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
You know, I was talking to a single mom recently, and she is someone who has never needed food. I mean, she's never needed assistance for that matter, up until now. She lost her job, and it's her and her kids, and she has no one else to turn to. She's one of the many that has turned to the North Texas Food Bank for help, and sadly, that's a common story right now.
Yeah, that is definitely a very common story. What we see out there in the distributions that we do and what we hear from our partner agencies is that exact story. Someone who has never needed help before and has had, and I'm bravely taken the step to say, I need some help, I need some food, and we're just so happy to be able to provide that for them.
Yeah, before this pandemic, I mean, our area was seeing the lowest food insecurity rate in years. I mean, I'm assuming we've skyrocketed.
Yeah, you know, coming into 2020, we were at one of the lowest food insecurity rates that we had seen, and that's due to the economic growth as well as just the good work of all of the food pantry partners out there. Flexibilities were being used, but then COVID hit. And this is a disaster of sorts that we've just never seen before. We're seeing sometimes double and triple the rates of our families.
Yeah, we're looking at some of these mobile food banks that you guys have set up. And I mean, every time we go to these, the lines are long. People line up super early. I mean, logistically, how many people can you help? At some point, you got to run out of food.
Those mobile pantry distributions you see actually reflect only about 12 to 15% of the food that we get out to North Texas. The majority of our food does go out through the partner agency network. So those are your local churches, your local food pantries. And we're talking somewhere between 3 to 3.5 million pounds a week that we're having to put into our communities. So the need is extremely great. And we are just so grateful that we're able to help folks at this scale. And this is just going to be a long-term issue, and we're glad to be here to solve it, but it's just going to take a long time.
Yeah, I mean, what can people do? How can people help? Are you worried about at some point you might not have enough supplies?
Well, it's a concern that's all for anyone in the emergency food network. You know, can this continued and sustained demand meet up with the supply that we have? So what folks can do is, number one, understand that this problem is real. Look at what is happening in our communities, understand that this is not going to get solved overnight, and understand that folks don't go wait in line for hours and hours for some basic pantry staples unless they are in desperate need. The second thing that folks can do is they can donate food and funds if they're able. You can go to our website and find out how you can donate if you are not in need at this time. And the third thing you can do is you can come volunteer. We've been able to open up our volunteer shifts again. We can do it in a safe manner and just come help out your fellow community members and neighbors.
All right, Dr. Valerie Stone Hawthorne, thank you so much. We're going to put a link to the North Texas Food Bank so you can help out, or if you're in need, we'll put a link at fox4news.com. Thank you very much. Appreciate the work you do.
We appreciate
right
you.
Now.
Thank you.
I know it's tough.